Guys, it's Knivesy the Cat here. If you wanna support the channel, consider subbing to my Patreon. Once I get enough members, I will do custom shoutouts. So yeah, check that out. So I want to talk about a game I've been playing on stream and a game that I've wanted to talk about for a while. It was very influential for me as I played it when I was really young, going back all the way to like 2014. Maybe around the time I was like 9 or 10 years old. Like, damn, like, I was that young when I first played it. And that was the original version. It had a remake, though, in 2020. So the game in question is Mad Father. Not to be confused with Miso. I used to think it was pronounced Mizo, but it's Miso, which is made by the same creator and also shares some of the same, like, you know, I guess character sprites, and it also takes place allegedly in the same universe. So today's topic is Mad Father. So I'm gonna start with basically the overall plot and where you start out. So you're playing as a 10-year-old girl named Aya Drevis in, you know, old Germany, Deutschland, right? And you're stuck in the Drevis Manor, and your mom recently passed away. And your father works as a quote-unquote scientist in the basement. One night you hear him scream, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go check it out. And if you don't want to hear extreme spoilers, if you haven't heard the game, then I suggest skipping ahead to this part or just not watching it all, because I will be spoiling this entire game heavily. So you venture into the basement, and it seems that your father's assistant, Maria, and your father have been having an affair, and you go into the basement, and you uncover secrets. Of course, it's a horror game, so you have lots of puzzles, trials, and tribulations to figure out. And this child named Robin, I guess, tries to rescue you, but, you know, failed. And then you venture into this other dimension to try and, you know, save your father, but apparently it's your mom that cursed the whole mansion, and you have to decide whether or not you'll pick your father or your mom, and it's just a whole thing. Anyways, but yeah, that's the plot of the game. So here's my critique. What I don't like and what I do like. You know I hate puzzles, right? Even after I played the original game so many times, when I played the remake, I had to go back and Google a lot of the puzzles because they placed things in different areas. You know, they moved around the puzzles a lot. It just was very, I guess, how do I put this? I just didn't like the having to retrace my steps, even though I've already played the game. But the remake was, they have a whole new different mode in the game, I guess you could say. There's different rooms. Like there was a custom doll room that wasn't in the original. Like it looked pretty cool, I guess. Not only that, but it just had better looks, basically, better design. I personally prefer the original. That rustic early 2000s RPG Maker feeling is what I enjoy in a game. So I will always forever enjoy the original more than the remake, personally, but I know some other people would just think that the better look equals better game, but that's not always true. And my critique follows as such. Okay? So I don't really enjoy the fact that a lot of things are in different areas than as opposed to the original. And I also just think that the original had a better look. I don't really care for the new revamped version. It's not as scary as the original. And on that note, when I was playing the game, the hardest part was that it's still the hardest part, and I think it was meant to be, is the doll room. But instead of going into a cave and having to hide from the dolls, or like, you know, sneak around the dolls in the doll room, or the doll cave, in the original, you have to go through this, like, kind of corridor sewer thing, and you have to not make noises, or if you make noises, the dolls fly down with a spear, and you basically have to dodge, but even if you do dodge, you still get reset. I don't know why. You still get reset even if you do that, and it's stupid. So it still is the worst and hardest part of the game. There's some more very interesting parts of the game, like the gimmick room, I think it was called, where you have to solve a series of puzzles that unlock the backstory of your father, or so I think. So basically you just have to do a mirror image for the first one, and then for the rest that follow, you basically have to replicate the story on the piece of paper you read about. It seems like it's about your father, but one could only assume. It's a horror game, so it's going to be psychological in some ways. But anyways, that's another one of the rooms I wanted to mention. Aside from that, you have a few side quests, not very important, but we got the hungry kid, the guy with a twisted head, girl with eyeballs. You get to see, some of them, you actually get to see the way they died. You get to step into their shoes whenever they touch you, and you get to relive all of the horrors that your father bestowed upon them. So basically, she's clairvoyant. But anyways, that's the sort of the little part of the game I thought was quite interesting. It didn't really need it to be done, but it just adds fuel to this spooky little fire that is Mad Father. Now I'm going to discuss the ending and the two options you have. So the two options you have is whether or not you want to save your mom or your dad. So this is the true ending and bad ending too. Choosing to save father, but not help Maria, or fail to read Maria's backstory earlier, your father kills Maria and successfully turns you, Aya, into a doll to preserve her beauty forever, which has a banger soundtrack afterwards called Old Doll. I actually made a kind of small little fan edit of it. I'll post it on the channel later, but yeah, I really like this series. That's how much I like it. But anyways, the true ending, the promise, you save father, read Maria's diary, and then help Maria after your father betrays her, and you unlock the true ending. The outcome, your father is killed by Robin, basically the kid that was trying to save you earlier, and then the mansion burns down. Aya survives, but she, Maria, and Rabbit Snowball leave to start a new life, having rejected the monster's legacy, which is your mom.
Thing I'd like to add is the cutscenes that are special to the 2020 remake at the end. I'm not going to elaborate too much on these, considering it, I didn't unlock all of them, but I mean, I'll play them here so you can at least see a snippet of them. But anyways, in conclusion, my opinion of this game has not changed. It's still one of the best RPG Maker games, if not the only RPG Maker game I will, ever glaze this much. I mean, we got Corpse Party, we got Witch's House, we got IB. None of them will ever amount to this one. I've even played, what the heck is that? I keep thinking Psychosocial, but then that just goes back to that stupid Slipknot song. But no, it's like Psychophobia or something. I've played the most niche ones, like the one your boy Manly Badass Hero plays, because he just literally downloads anything off of itch.io. But anyways, yeah, I've played some pretty niche, obscure, some of them that haven't even been translated in English yet. I've played, with a very, how do I say, outsider look, because I had someone actually I know who speaks Japanese translate them for me as I play, so, losers, you couldn't play it if you're, you don't speak Japanese, haha. I'm kidding, I'm joking. But anyways, like I was saying, yeah, I love this game so much, and it will always, be number one in my RPG Maker, category tier list if I ever have one. But that is my opinion. I recommend going to play it. I think it was like $4 on Steam for me, and of course I'm sure you can download it other places, but that's where I got it from. But I seriously recommend. I will never be sponsored by Mad Father, but yeah, please play this game and support this artist because this is an incredible video game. And as always, thanks so much for watching, kitties. I will be making more content about series like this and other just internet stuff I've seen later on in the future. And hopefully by the time I have my official model debut, I'll have a good bit of, opinions out there already, so people already kind of get the gist of who I am. I'm sure people already know. Nosy the cat, the one and only. Anyways, bye kitties. See you in the next one.